What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. We didn't do any shows over the weekend, but football wasn't really good for me since we last spoke. Basketball has been amazing. I think 2-3 yesterday in football. I think Friday I lost on that game, um, and yeah. So football not great. Basketball continues to be amazing. I think 33-15 running basketball. So try to keep that going. What's good with you, Veno?
Uh, did not play any basketball yesterday, so I have nothing to report there. Football was 2-3, but the two included a 5% win, which, sometimes you're happy to get lucky. Ski need the Broncos team total over 24 and a half, get the overtime, get the touchdown in overtime, win the 5% or so. Good day overall. Looking forward to getting back into hoops this week. Traveled last week, so I kind of had to focus my attention in certain spots because you can't get it all when you're away traveling.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get back home as well, so I can get back in the flow. But we have, I think, 9 games to talk about in the association. Maybe touch a Monday night football game. Let's get started. We have Cleveland and Indiana opened up -8 for the Cavs. Looks like it's down to as low as 5 right now. And the total has dropped as low from 237 down as low as 232. I did see some injury stuff not long ago. So no Jared Allen, Lonzo, Garland, Merrill, Nance, or Stroops for this Cleveland team. And for the Pacers, Furphy, Jackson, Cam Jones, Neesmith, and Toppin look like the people unavailable there. For this one, Vino, um, the Cavaliers, you do have them on a back to back, third and four nights. So I know it's a third and four nights for the Pacers, but they do have the rest advantage at least. And Pacers, don't look now, but they've been the number one defense last 5 games. Pacers also have covered 5 games in a row. So, they have gotten a lot healthier. I know they're still missing some guys, but they've gotten a lot of the main guys back at home here. I mean, I keep saying this Cavaliers team, they're untrustworthy to get stops, and just now missing, so much offense as well. It's a one-way ticket here. It's Pacers or nothing. I like the Pacers. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, and I'm going to give you a couple of exterior things here to back that. Ski. It looks like there's a little bit of trouble in paradise with Cleveland. I'm going to give you a couple of quotes here. Evan Mobley after yesterday's game, we can't go down by 20 and then turn it up in the third and fourth quarter. We got to find a way to kick it into gear earlier. Everybody wants to do better and be the best we can. Right now, we're not. That's one thing. But then when you have um, Jalen Tyson at the podium as well. It's a big problem that started last year. We never start off good ever, and we need to adjust that mindset. We see it, we talk about it over and over again, and we don't execute. I feel like other teams want it more than us. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland walked out of the place yesterday, wouldn't talk to the media. So you got some issues here. There's no question. On the other side, you talked about it. Cleveland's defensive numbers going up the last 5 games. Cleveland's in a totally different mindset right now. You got quotes coming out of there that say, we always knew we were better than we were playing. We knew we would get there. This is Jay Huff talking. We knew what we needed to do. We need to learn how to win ugly, I guess, but you find a way to grind it out. Shots may fall or not, but our defense is solid and we'll be all right. Man, I'd rather have Indiana right now than Cleveland. Getting 6.5 at home. Cleveland off the back to back with all those people out of the lineup here tonight. I don't know exactly what the problem is. The issue is with maybe Cleveland inside that locker room. But certainly, if you're talking about a problem that you've had since last year and you still haven't fixed it, maybe you want Indiana first half here. I'm not sure, but in some way, shape, or form, Indiana for me.
I agree. Dropping Dime says Cavs team total under. I mean, I can't talk you off missing the scoring and point guard play as well. I will know. I mean, I know I said the Patriots have the top defense last 5 games, but I also have to mention they played the Bulls and Wizards, and I got you got to throw that out there in those last 5 games. Um, yeah, I'll roll with the Pacers in this one. Not mad at that team total under look though. Bucks and Wizards, it didn't really move sidewise, total wise though. Looks like it's dropped a lot from 237 all the way as low as 231 and a half. It has to be some kind of injury stuff here. Let me actually refresh. For Milwaukee, Giannis is probable. Gary Trent Jr. is questionable. Prince is out. For Washington, no Sar, Kispert, Johnson, or Cooper. This is not making a whole lot of sense to me why the total is plummeting. Um, no Sar means less rim protection for Washington. I know he provides some points as well, but Milwaukee should be able to name their number. And I don't view Milwaukee as a really good defensive team either. So I don't know. I disagree with the total coming down. That's my first thought here. How do you feel about that, Vino?
Yeah, and I even a little more focused or zeroed in on just fading the Washington defense and playing the Milwaukee offense as long as Giannis is in the game. Ski team total currently 120.5. Of course, that team total moves down as the full game total moves down. So I don't think it's any penalty against Milwaukee. Just you have to move everything as they come down. But to get to 121 against the Wizards, it's just not that hard anymore. And Milwaukee needs to start stacking some impressive performances. Giannis came back and played pretty well against the Knicks the other night. So I could see a world where Milwaukee certainly gets to 121. Washington hasn't been that disruptive as a defense all season long. That's probably being kind. But if I just go back through, let's just say the last 6 or 8 games, 137, 135, 129, 120, 140, 121, 113 to Atlanta in that crazy Mirage type game, and then 119. Just gave up 119 to Indiana. How can you not give up 121 to Milwaukee? So for me, it'll probably be Bucks team total over.
Can't argue against that. We'll keep going down the list. That means next game is at actually my bad. Let me get that up there. Atlanta and Detroit. This one I have an opener of 7.5. Looks like pretty much 9.5, and total went up a little bit from. I'm guessing it went up and came back down. So open 231.5, must have went up to 234, and now it's come back down a little bit to 232.5. Looking at the injury report for this one, probably one you'll have to monitor throughout the day. Trae Young, Toppin, Porzingis out, Durisic and Dante questionable. For Detroit, Duran and Levert probable. Duncan Robinson questionable. Clinton Sasser both out. Atlanta, just a pretty tough spot to be in. I'm trying to make sure that was last night. Yeah, it was last night because I had a 5% on them. Um, let the game go to overtime. They not only had to play overtime, had to go to double overtime. Did end up winning, but that can take a lot out of a team. It is also third game in 4 nights for the Pistons, but I mean, Pistons here at home, Hawks having to travel after all that. I could absolutely see some more guys added to this injury report, and this could be, just a scheduled loss. Detroit just rolls in this one, so Detroit are nothing for me here. How do you see it, Vino?
Yeah, I played Detroit this morning. I'll just give you some minutes off of yesterday's game. Dyson Daniels, 44 minutes plus. Alexander Walker, 44 minutes plus. Jalen Johnson, 45 minutes plus. Ogankwu, 47 and a half minutes. The only saving grace for Atlanta Ski is that Porzingis, who didn't play the front half of the back-to-back, will play the back half. But that's just too many guys in a fatigued setting against a team that, and I know you've said it all season long, but that doesn't let up. Detroit's got that fire about them. It's not like Detroit's going to come out and be lackadaisical. They haven't shown us that all season long. So to me, I guess you referred to it as a scheduled loss. That could very well be. I just think Detroit has beaten teams by this margin pretty fair amount of times this season. And now you get a team coming in here basically, on very tired legs. So for me, it's the Pistons here. -9.5 doesn't really scare. I got a better number than that, I'll admit, but 9.5 still doesn't really scare me.
Yeah, I could absolutely see this being a double-digit win. We'll keep going down the list. That means Bulls and Magic, and this one did move from -5 to -9 for those Magic. Total went up from 236.5 to 239. And when I look at who's available or who's on the injury report here for Chicago. It's a laundry list: Terry, Smith, Okoro, Asengwe, Collins all out, Kobe White doubtful, Phillips questionable, Ulbrich probable. For the Magic, still without Bankero and Mo Wagner, but also without Castleton for this one. So big list of guys out for the Chicago side. Bad spot. I mean, third game in 4 nights. Yeah, all the games on the road. I think this is the last of their road trip right here, and they've looked absolutely terrible. Um, it started with that game versus the Heat. They got blown off the earth, and they haven't gotten much better. The Magic, they have been playing well. That they're the more rested team with a couple of days off here. They did lose to the Bulls earlier in the season. Maybe it was like the first couple games or so, like something like that. I don't know. Magic been playing good basketball. They are top 10 offensive rated, defensive rated, rebounding team last 5 games, covering 4 of those last 5. Bulls have not covered in their last 5 games. I mean, I can understand why it's gone up from 5 to 9. Question is, has it gone up too much? I can't even say it has. Um, it's either Magic or Magic team total. I still don't want to look at the Bulls, even after the big movement. Magic team total, it is pretty high, 123.5, 124. But the Bulls, I mean, they've been giving that up too, Some way, shape, or form, I would think you have to bet on the Magic here. But maybe we missed a boat. What do you think?
Yeah, and you're right, Skee. I mean, they priced me out of team total when it got to 124. I mean, they could do it, but I just don't have the faith to pull the trigger on that. So I went to Orlando first half, -4.5 first half. Like you say, it's a fourth of a fourth game road trip, but Bulls are road weary and injured. It's kind of the type of setting where let's just get on the plane and get out. I think Orlando's playing with a renewed confidence. They've gotten used to playing without Banchero. You've rattled off some of the numbers that are good on their side. The good part about them is they can score nowadays, unlike last year when they just couldn't shoot threes. But the number for the first half is only 4.5. And I really could see Orlando getting out, and maybe even first quarter, but I might choose first half here, -4.5, because of Chicago's depth problems. They have to go to somebody in the second quarter, and I don't know what that unit will look like, but I think Orlando could take advantage first and second quarter. So I haven't played yet, but I think the way I'm leaning towards playing Orlando in that game is Orlando first half -4.5.
A lot of different ways to look at this one. Yeah, first half team total maybe even says B man. I could definitely look at that too. First half team total 60.5. That is pretty appealing. Pretty pretty appealing. Um, I'm gonna keep going for the sake of the show. Don't want to hold it up, but some way, shape, or form, Atlanta Clippers at Heat. Um, opened 4 for the Heat, now up to 6 or 6.5. Total hasn't had a whole lot of movement. Let's look at who's available here. For the Heat, you have Jaime Jaquez Jr. questionable. Um, Keyshawn Johnson questionable. And good old Terry Rozier out. For the Clippers, Bogdanovich out and Derrick Jones out. Man, I can't get this Miami Heat team right. I bet against them. They win by 30, 40. I bet on them. They can't do anything right. I'm getting annoyed with this Miami team. And still, that's not gonna put me on the tennis ball and Walker Clippers. They've been absolutely terrible too. So if I have to pick, gun in my head is the Heat, but don't think I'm gonna get involved. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I did get involved, Ski. I mean, I keep going back to that first game that they played against the Clippers in LA on a back-to-back nights, and they scored 120 against them in a back-to-back. And tonight's team total was 120 or 120 and a half. And Miami's chosen to go small ball now, moving Ware to the bench, starting five goes ultra quick. I just can't see a way that LA slows the game down at all. Those last two home games were brutal for the Clippers. Lose to Memphis outright, lose to Dallas outright. They're just they don't have the look of a team that even cares all that much here. But I know one thing: Miami's the best tempo, the fastest tempo team in the league. They're going to run against these guys. They've shown 120 in back-to-backs. There you go, Grandpas versus Roadrunners. That's the way I played it, honestly. Maybe that's the slogan for this one, but I played Miami's team total over 120.5, and I don't really fear them not scoring, not getting to that mark. It's a matchup they're probably looking forward to.
Yeah, I like the call out from Gilbert saying Norman Powell revenge game. Have they played already? I feel like they played
They
already,
did.
but yeah. I mean, still, every time he sees him, you probably want to let him know you got rid of me for fucking Bradley Bill. Come on. I would want to let him know every time as well. Um, yeah, Norman Powell. I wonder what his number is, but that could absolutely be a good look. I think next up we have Hornets and Nets. Opened up -4 for the Hornets. Looks like 4.5. Total went up from 225.5 to 229. That's always interesting in these Nets games. Well, we have Michael Porter Jr. back in the lineup. That will help a little bit. Highsmith is out, Mann is out, and Cam Thomas remains out. Man, I always get confused for both of these. Okay, so Terrence Mann and Trey Mann. Trey Mann is questionable for Charlotte. Connaughton is out. Josh Green is out. Grant Williams is out. It's hard for me to expect Brooklyn to score points. I know Charlotte isn't the greatest defense, but I I just really don't trust anybody outside of MPJ to score right now. For the Hornets, I think they're a young team that um not they're right there as far as like trying to turn into a winning team. And I don't know. I just like them more than the Nets, and I trust them more than the Nets. So lean Hornets here. How do you see this one, Vino?
Yeah, it would be the play if I do play Skee Hornets. They don't lack for scores, right? Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, the kid from Duke. Everybody can score on this team. Colin Sexton. And they're going to run. I watched the Nets the other night, and man, it is, especially when they have to go away from starters. It's just like you don't know who's going to score for that side. I hate laying points with Charlotte, but it just looks like the type of team that they can dictate their tempo. The Nets really can't stop anybody from doing what they like to do, I guess is my point here. So Charlotte will be able to come into their building, play their style. They're pretty good at their style, especially when LaMelo's running the show. So even though I don't like Charlotte in a favorites role, this might be a team that I can get to the window with them laying 4. I think the best you can get is there probably no 4s left. It looks like 4.5 universal. It's drawn some money, but still Charlotte -4.5 would be the look for me.
I love all the love for Knipple now. It just he's a great player. He's looking like their best
Yeah.
player, or he's been playing like it at least. You see this comment here, Mr. Nipples, asking about Khan's points. Say white boy points up and over. Con Air. So many different
Yeah.
names for this guy. I like it. All right. Next game up, we'll go Rockets at Jazz. This one didn't really move. Open 12, stayed at 12, and total didn't really move either. All right, injury report. Let's see what's up with that. These teams did just play. Was it yesterday? It was
It
yesterday.
was.
So it said like immediate back to back. As of right now, K Love is probable. Niang is out. DFS, Tari Eason, and we know Fred VanVleet are out for this Rockets team. Man, Vino, that game kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I went 1-1 in the NBA yesterday. My top play won, but my other play was this game over, and I played it because Keontae George got rolled in. Uh, he could have just stayed home. Like he wasn't doing a damn thing. I don't even think he scored a field goal. Like he was just throwing the ball. Like it was just bad, and the total didn't go over by like a basket. Um, I'd have to think you see better offensive performance here tonight. The way the Jazz play at home, I mean, it's still over a pass for me. it's just annoying that I lost on it last night. What do you think here?
Yeah, it's hard to argue against that, Ski. The front line of Houston, yesterday I put these numbers together just when I saw the box. 67 to 42. The three front line for players for Houston: Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Shangun. And man, they shot it well. 25 of 37. That's amazing shooting right there by those guys. Um, they didn't play a lot of minutes. Udoke was able to kind of manage the minutes yesterday because my first thought was, well, I don't want to be playing Houston back to back nights in that altitude. Um, but the minutes were managed pretty well. I don't know, Ski. I don't know if Houston really cares enough to win by 13 again after what they did yesterday, win by 28 pretty easily. But I do agree with you that Utah probably is at home, especially better than 44% from the floor, 28% from three. Didn't shoot a lot of free throws, weren't that aggressive. 101 is just not a regular Jazz total at home. So potentially the underdog side team total at 109.5. Can the Jazz score 9 more points tonight? Probably. To your point, Keontae George was 0 for 6 yesterday. Just couldn't even make a bucket. So I don't know. I could look the dog side here, thinking Houston might be a little bit disinterested. Maybe as we go later in the day, who knows? Durant gets ruled out or something like that. Could happen. But I think my look would be towards the Utah Jazz team total over 109.5. I just can't see them being held down like that again, to 101 points 2 days in a row.
I would agree. I think we're seeing this game pretty much the same way here. So let's keep going down the list. Mavs and Nuggets. Not a whole lot of movement sidewise or total. Let's just glance at the injury report. Jokic probable, Bruce Brown questionable, Braun out, Aaron Gordon out, Strother out. For the Mavs, AD is probable, PJ questionable, Williams questionable, Gafford doubtful, no Kyrie, no Lively. I mean, this injury report is just a little bit too much for me. Um, I don't like anything about the Mavericks right now. It is also it's third game in 4 nights. I know it's at least the fourth straight road game for them. The Nuggets, third game in 4 nights, but did have a little bit of rest. I mean, it just boils down to I don't trust the Mavericks right now. I think some trades need to be made, and until they show me otherwise, I just don't really want to be backing them. So I guess that makes me lean Nuggets, but it's a big point spread. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, that's the problem with it, Ski, is I can't trust the Nuggets either. We've talked about it a lot where they just, seemingly don't care a lot of these nights. Last 8 games, they've only beaten one team by 12 points. If I knew they were going to go out there and care a little bit more about anything other than just scoring points, which may be where the money lies in this game, is just playing the Denver team total over, because I don't know what Dallas is going to do here. Rim protection's all gone. I mean, AD out there, but AD probably doesn't play more than 28, 29 minutes here. Jokic could have a field day actually if he wanted to. But they're missing some pieces too. They played without a couple of those guys for a while. I don't know. Like I say, one thing Denver does consistently all season long is just score big numbers. Put up points, put up points, put up points. Dallas, little resistance. Dallas likes to go quick. That kind of fuels points. I don't want to lay the number here with Denver because I don't trust them to cover this type of number, but I do trust them to score points. So maybe I could talk myself into it. Denver's team totals, for what it's worth, 6-1 over in their last 7 games, their team total, and the game total as well, 6-1 to the over. So take your choice. Maybe game total, maybe Denver team total, one or the other.
Not mad at it. We'll move over to the last game of the night, and that is, or at least in the NBA, that is Suns and Lakers. And this one did open. I mean, I'm not sure about this opener. It says 10, but I don't think I ever really saw a 10. Um, right now, I see 4.5 or 5. Total, I don't think was a whole lot of movement either. Let's look at the injury report For the Lakers, LeBron is probable, Aiden is questionable, so is Marcus Smart. For Phoenix, Dunn is probable, Jalen Green is out. I'm trying to get to the situationals here. For this Lakers team, they did play last night. Third game in 4 nights as well. It's the third game in 4 nights for the Suns, but they did have a little bit of rest last night. Aiton, I don't know. His status is a big deal in this game. I mean, this is also one of his old teams, a team that they didn't want to pay him. They didn't think he was important. Blah 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 blah. I know if he's out there, he would want to play well versus his team. Also, so what I'm saying, I would look towards some kind of Aiden props if he does play here. And on the other side, I mean, Mark Williams, I think he probably feels a way about that. How the trade went down or didn't go down, however you want to call it, with the Lakers. And I think he'll want to have a good game as well. So betting on either of the big men probably be my preference. And I don't know. It's it's hard for me to lay with the Lakers on the back to back. A team I already don't really trust defensively. I would think I would think the over in this game or over or Suns, I guess would be my leans here. How do you see this one, Vino?
Yeah, I kind of concur with that, Ski. The total for starters for the last five Laker games, it's like just bet the over and go to bed. 266, 253, 248, 254 last night. Just points everywhere in these games. And you're getting LeBron added into the lineup tonight with Reeves and Doncic. That just sounds like points to me. If Aiton doesn't play, uh, could be a little bit different at the rim in Phoenix. Phoenix is an aggressive basketball team anyway, and they shoot threes pretty well. I mean, Grayson Allen has helped that team this season shoot the threes. Wasn't that great last season? I don't know. To me, that number, I thought that number was going to be a little higher. I thought we were going to see 237 and a half, 238. All we got for an opener was 233 and a half, been bet up now to 234 and a half. I could still see it getting over this number. The way Los Angeles games have gone, the way the defense has lacked a little bit. For me, it's probably going to be full game total over or nothing. Well, as I say that, real quickly, Ski, the Phoenix team total themselves 115 if Los Angeles's defense doesn't show up. But I'd rather put them both together. I think over 234 is the right way to go.
Yeah,
Lucrative.
we're seeing this one pretty much the same way here. Um, I think I'm just gonna think a little bit more. I did make a play so far today, but I'm be making a lot more. I think after we get that later injury report and just shore up a few more things. So that is the NBA slate for today. Honestly, Vino, I don't have very much on Giants and Patriots, and I think it might be 7.5 now. Let me just check. No, still sevens out there. I believe Jackson Dart is playing in this game. He doesn't have a whole lot of weapons to work with. Um, that Giants defensive line versus Patriots offensive line, something that will be something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Drake May, I mean, he impressed me in a couple games so far this season, but I don't know. I I don't have a strong feel for this game. I trust the Patriots to be able to put up points. I'm unsure if I should trust the Giants to put up points with them. How are you feeling about this, Vino?
If this total was just a shade lower, Ski, I would have been there with a little more conviction because I do think that the Giants, regardless of what skill position weapons they have put on the field this year, they've attacked they scored 20 against Green Bay with nobody on the field. Um, so they're capable. And with Dart back, they're certainly capable. Wandale Robinson has looked like an all pro receiver. No matter who they throw out there, they do well. I don't think they can stop anybody, though. That's the problem. They paid all that money for that defensive line, which, aside from Brian Burns, they don't really get to the quarterback, and their secondary is a mess. So New England could pick them apart. I was worried about the weather a little bit here. Myself, Mid Atlantic and Northeast, we've had rain, we've had wind, but it doesn't look like that game's going to be affected too much here in Foxborough tonight, other than being a little bit cold. And both of these teams are used to being cold. So Key number in totals betting is 47. This one still sits underneath 47. Could I see it getting to that point? I certainly could. But like I said, I wish it was lower. Maybe, 45 or something like that. I could have gotten there a lot earlier. I'm still thinking about it.
All right, fair enough. I think we did a pretty good enough job for today. So, dang, if I can even find a best bets tab, there we go. Yeah, we'll move it over to best bets. And this time, Vino, I'll just ask you if there's anything you would like to promote. If you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, it's all good.
Yeah, real quick, I will just say that over at wagertalk.com, I believe it's Cyber Monday. They've got a big deal going on. I wish I had the exact thing. I was on a show this morning where they were
20% off,
playing it.
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It is.
Anything
Yeah,
you want, 20% off, I believe that's what it is.
there you go. That's exactly what it is. Anything you want, whether it be short term, long term, season, whatever, 20% off on Cyber Monday over at wagertalk.com. So I do have college basketball up and available right now. Going to try and get to one of these college football championship games and get that up as well. So you have your choice of stuff to choose from at wagertalk.com. For today's best bet, Skee, I'll go back to the top of the card. I just don't know how Milwaukee doesn't score 121 here against the Wizards defense. I know the total has come way down. Obviously, I'm with you. A little bit head scratching that it would come crashing down that hard, but I do think that Milwaukee is the side that will score their share of points. So for best bet, I'm playing Milwaukee over team total over 120.5.
I like it. For myself, um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I will throw out there, like I said earlier, 33 and 15 basketball run for myself. That's college basketball and NBA together. I played the Pacers plus six. It's down to 4.5 right now with all the injuries for Cleveland that's come out. I honestly think the Pacers can win the game. So I'm still gonna rock with that. Vino mentioned, all the stuff they have going on in their locker room and just the lack of offense available tonight. I think will just be too much for them to overcome. Donovan Mitchell might have a good game. I don't think it'll be enough for a Pacers team that's starting to play better right now and is the number one defense as far as the last 5 games are concerned. So best number you can get on the Pacers plus 4.5. I think that's still the best bet for today. Vino, appreciate you taking the time to break these games down with me. Always helps my process, and I'm sure help everybody else out there as well. People in the chat, we always want to let you know we appreciate you guys. A lot of great cappers, great input out there, and yeah, I just appreciate all of us trying to help each other win. So, best of luck, everybody, on your action tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow on the Wager Talk channel, I believe, for this show, and we will catch you guys then.